Screech by Taran NCT on AO3. Episode 25, Chapter 26. Okay, so I know you can't do a lot of flying when carrying someone, Dinky mused, while they were all eating dinner, having been over for a study session that lasted longer than originally planned. But do you think you can make, a quick flight sometime? Pa had made katsudan for dinner, and Izuku munched thoroughly on his piece of pork while he considered it. Well, my current weight limit for a quick hop is about 200 kilos, and you're well under that. You're, what, 67? Almost 70 last I checked. Denki grinned. I've been getting a lot more lean muscle since I started on Mike Sensei's workout plan. Izuku nodded. He had noticed that Denki was showing more defining muscles, but hadn't wanted to say anything just in case it was his imagination running away while fantasizing over his boyfriend. Not that he fantasized about his boyfriend. Well, I can take you flying, but it really won't be as exciting as you probably want. Wait. Hitoshi interrupted. You refuse to take me flying. I call bullshit favoritism. Izuku stuck out his tongue at Hitoshi. Yes, it is favoritism. Denki's my boyfriend, not you. Plus, you're like what, 90 kilos? Hard plas. We'll never get off the ground. Izuku teased. 80, you asshole. Hitoshi laughed. Besides, you said your limit was 200. I demand a flight if Denki gets one. I've been asking longer. Izuku rolls his eyes and glances over at Shouta and Hizashi. A little help here? Nope, sorry, baby word. I want a flight too. Hizashi snickered. Same. If you're offering flight, sign me up. Shouta nodded. You guys are so big and heavy, though, Izuku whined. Denki's not much taller than I am. I can get a decent grip on him. But you three are freaking giants. Izuku pouted and took another bite of his katsudan. Make Keigo take you on flights. He's barely taller than you are, Sue. Hitoshi joked. At least he's got all his adult feathers. He can carry more than I can. Denki scratched the back of his head and said, If it's that big of a deal, never mind. I don't need a flight. Shouta snorted. It's not that big of a deal, Kaminari. Izuku and Hitoshi have this conversation every few days. Besides, I'm gonna make him work on his endurance during the camp, so he's gonna be carrying people around the camp the whole time. What? Izuku stared wide-eyed at Shouta. I did not consent to that. Hizashi hummed in amusement. Actually, you did, Izu. When you accepted your place at UA, aspects of training to be determined by the homeroom teacher or heroics instructor, I believe are the official terms used in the paperwork. Shouta nodded, solemnly. Unless you want to drop down to Hisashi's class. Izuku pouted as the others laughed. Relax, Izu. Shouta ruffled his hair. I'm not going to make you do anything crazy like what you did with Keigo, and I'll have you start small, probably carrying Asui or Hagakure for an hour. By the time the camp is over, you have had carried everyone at least 2 hours at a time. Everyone? But Sato and Kado are huge. Izuku protested. And Shoji too. I'm not asking for aerial maneuvers, just flying in circles at various heights, or something like that. Shouta shrugged. You'll never be able to carry heavy loads if you never carry heavy loads. Izuku stabbed a piece of meat and sulked. Just because you're right doesn't mean I have to like it. Hey, Dad. Hitoshi cut in, changing the subject. Do you think me and Sho can go to the mall this weekend and pick up some things for camp? Oh, us too. Denki exclaimed. Izuku, let's go to the mall this weekend. Hitoshi can get our things for camp and we can... I'm not your pack mule, Dinks. Hitoshi interrupted. If you want things for camp, get it yourself. Izuku giggled. Sure. Izuku looked at Shouta. Can we go to the mall too, Dad? Oh, he's pulling the big guns out, Sho. Hizashi teased. He called you Dad. Denki looked around the table, confused. Am I missing something? Denki looked around the table, confused. I'm missing something, aren't I? Hitoshi smirked. He almost never calls him Dad. Something about how it's weird after all the years spent as a vigilante. He only does it now and then when he's trying to get something. Izuku nodded. He was Eraser for me for 3 years. I'm only recently calling him Shouta instead of Eraser all the time. It's easy with Pa, though. I've never met him as President Mike before I moved in with them. Denki nodded. That makes sense. Sure, you gremlins have fun. It'll be the last time before you suffer at camp for 2 weeks. Shouta said with his creepy, manic grin that never failed to terrify Denki. Izuku was sitting on a bench in front of the fountain at the mall, shock blanket wrapped around him, as he stared at the bodies on the floor, blood pooling around them, smeared from the frantic dodging and ducking, residue of explosions surrounding the plaza of the mall. 5 people were dead, and 7 others had been rushed to the hospital, 3 of whom weren't expected to survive the limbs that had been blown off. No matter how much anyone tried, Izuku couldn't stop staring at the blood. Those people were dead because of him. He had been the target. If he had only stood still and let himself be killed, those innocent people would still be alive. He thought there was someone rubbing circles on his back, but Izuku was too deeply immersed in his head to register his surroundings. We were just out on a date, me and Izu. We were doing some shopping for a school trip that's coming up. Denki was saying, giving a statement to the detective that had shown up on the scene. We had just decided to stop for lunch, and that's when we heard it. I don't remember his name, but he was the kid that was expelled from my class on the 2nd day of school. Of the 5 bodies, 2 were adults, and the other 3 were kids. One of them didn't even look to be in the double digits yet. All of this could have been avoided if Izuku had just let himself be killed. Why did he fight back? He knew better than to fight back. That guy screamed out an insult, or maybe an old nickname, I don't know, but the name Deku? And Izuku blanched and turned around to look at the guy who was storming up to us. Bakugou was always meaner to Izuku, who tried to fight back, and when he dodged, it had been so long since he'd seen him that Izuku had almost forgotten just how powerful Bakugou was, just how much he let his pride guide him. I remember this guy was expelled because he attacked Izuku after an exercise on the 2nd day of class. Izuku's team had won, and this guy I guess had an issue with it. He felt that Izu had cheated. When he attacked Izuku, was able to deflect his attack easily, and that just upset the guy more. Denki looked around at the carnage around him. Izuku's good at dodging attacks. Of course, Bakugou wanted to kill Izuku. He had gotten Izuku expelled, had crushed his dreams. He had single-handedly ruined everything Bakugou has been working for his entire life. No wonder he was upset with Izuku. Izuku was nothing more than a worthless Deku. After all, useless, worthless, quirkless Deku. Izuku kept telling him to stop attacking, that he was hurting innocent bystanders. I know that Izuku could have used his quirk to make him stop, but he could have hit the bystanders too. And that's something Izuku would never do. What was he even trying to do anymore? Protect people? Please, what a joke. He was a joke. What right did he have to even pretend he was strong? Izuku was a pathetic waste of space. He was using up precious oxygen that someone else could be using. Someone who was a product member of society. She just kept attacking, making bigger and bigger explosions every time Izu dodged. Izuku gestured to all the damage in the plaza. Most of the food court had been demolished, and some of the shops were totally destroyed. There had been fires, but they were put out by now. Izuku's tears started streaming down his face, but he made no moves to stop them. Why should he even bother? Why was he even bothering to do anything at all? Why was he even alive? He should just end it now. Here. There were already people taking away the bodies of people Izuku couldn't save. What's one more body? Izuku moved his hand to grip at his wrist and started to extend his talons. Denki gasped. What's one more body? Izuku moved his hand to grip at his wrist and started to extend his talons. Denki grasped Izuku's hand tightly in his own and moved it away from his wrist, but got no other response. He started actually targeting the civilians when Izu wouldn't stop fighting him. When he only dodged his attacks, that's when he started killing people. I think that's when Izuku broke. Denki whispered that last part. Izuku just wanted the pain to stop. The pain of failure, the pain of being worthless, the pain of being useless, the pain of being Deku, the pain of existing. Why did it have to hurt so much? Why couldn't it just end? Izuku just stopped. He dropped to his knees, and I think he would have let anger issues kill him at that point, but I couldn't let him do that. He's my boyfriend. I had to step in. Izuku was so worthless that he got Denki killed too. Denki had stepped in between him and Bakugou's grin had been full of pure murder. He had wanted to kill Denki. Then, where would Izuku be? He would be responsible for not only the deaths of 5 innocent bystanders, but also his boyfriend? Just as I was about to let loose a blast of electricity, there was a swirling portal, like the one from the USJ attack, and anger issues disappeared. I don't know where he went, but I'm willing to bet he's with the people who attacked us at the USJ now. Izuku didn't deserve any of this. He didn't deserve the life. He didn't deserve Denki. He didn't deserve a family, brothers, a dad, and he definitely didn't deserve his pa. The only thing he deserved was death. He tried once more to move his hand to his wrist. There was a warm hand holding his, keeping him from reaching his wrist. Just let me go. Izuku whispered. There's no use in me staying here. I'll only ruin everything. No, Izu. He heard Denki's warm voice in his ear as he pulled Izuku to his chest. I will never let you go. You hear me? I love you. And you're not allowed to leave me alone. The purple portal opened into a bar, and Katsuki dropped down, landing on his feet. He looked around, staring at everyone there. There was some little girl with her hair in messy buns, some lizard-looking fuck, a guy in black spandex, a freak in a mask, and a yellow coat, and a burnt-ass bitch, some tall-ass freak with what looked like cloth-wrapped metal thing, and a person made of purple mist. Where the fuck am I? Katsuki demanded. Another portal opened in front of him, and some crusty fuck with blue hair stepped out. Welcome, the crusty fuck said. My name is Shigaraki Tomura, and I would like to ask you to join the League of Villains. I was impressed by your display at the mall. So much destruction, so much death. Katsuki scoffed. I just wanted to kill that stupid fucking Deku, but the bitch wouldn't stand still. Join us, and we can help you get this Deku again. Krusty Fuck grinned. I don't fucking need anyone's help. Katsuki growled at him. Perhaps you don't need help, but we could still use yours. Crustface smiled at Katsuki. We're going to attack the students of UA, and we're going to destroy Hero Society. Katsuki looked at him for a moment. He didn't really care about that. He just wanted to kill Deku. But on one hand, he had just killed a whole bunch of people, so if he showed himself now, he would be arrested again. And this time, probably thrown in prison. Maybe even torturous. Shit. Had he fucked up that bad? Whatever. He still wanted Deku dead, and now he's a villain. Might as well roll with it. It's not as if he's going to be a hero anymore anyways. So sure, why the fuck not? What the hell, I'm in. Let's kill some UA bitches. Katsuki gave his own pharaoh smirk at the blue-haired fuck. I got nothing else to lose at this point. Okay, that was a very intense chapter. I'm aware. Notes to anyone who wants Bakugou to get redeemed. I'm sorry to anyone who wanted him to become a vigilante. I'm so sorry to anyone who was saying he was going too far. Oh no, and to anyone who was saying he was going too far. Yes, he was. That is, okay. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but it gets better eventually, I promise. Oh no, that wasn't one of the tags. Was it one of the tags? I've been lied to. What do you mean it's one of those, it gets worse before it gets better? I can't survive one of those again. No, After that one fanfiction, oh fuck, what was it called? It was called, The Way You Used to Do by, Era, whatever it is. That one, I can't survive that one. I didn't survive that one. That was it gets worse before it gets better kind of thing. The major character death already happened. Was that the major character death? No, okay, you know what? I feel like we're at the part of the tags where it's like, no, Bakugou, Katsuki redemption arc, villain, Bakugou, Katsuki. So the major character death still hasn't happened yet, I don't think. I'm not sure. I don't know! Okay, chapter 27, I'm going to, warning. Literally one of the warnings. Izuku self-harmed in here and tries to unalive himself. Okay, so we're not gonna read any of that right now. So, let's get into a better mood. Let's get into a better mood. Everybody in the comments, tell me what's your favorite flower. Yeah, tell me what's your favorite flower. Mine is snapper dragons, or dragon snappers, right? They appear in Coraline. I love them so much, especially when they shrivel up and die because they look like little skulls. But when they're alive, they look so pretty. I mean, I really like certain flowers when how they look when they're dead. I don't know if you guys ever seen, but I have dead flowers hanging. My family calls me fucking the devil. Not the devil, but like the devil worshiper, because I have like, for example, if I were to stand up, I'm standing up right now, and I look around my room, I see flowers for my graduation, right? That flower's for my graduation, that one's also for my graduation, and they're hanging dead, and they're really pretty now. I see one flower, not one flower, but one bouquet from each of the times I've performed live. Not live, but in theater. And then in a box, I have a rose given to me by, what's it called? My drama class teacher. And I like collecting dead flowers. So if anybody ever gives me a bouquet, instead of putting that bouquet in water and then admiring it till it dies and then throwing it away, I hang it. I put string on it and I hang it. And I admire it for all of eternity because it is so pretty. They've already gone through 2 moves, and so far they seem good and condition. One of them I was a little worried because one of them has a lily, and I know cats are dangerously, like, not okay with lilies in the sense that they could kill them, but it has no pollen left, and as long as my cat does not bite into that shit, we're good. And it's on a wall where there's practically nothing he could climb onto to get a hold of it. The only way he would be able to, like, bite it off is if he literally jumps and then tries to take a nibble at it. But even then, he can't jump high enough to do that. So I'm not worried about that yet. I might relocate that one specifically once he gets a little older and can jump a little more into a separate location. But for the most part, I'm not worried about that yet. And it only has 1 lily, so whatever. Point taken is, what is your favorite flower? As I said, mine is the snapper dragon. And what is your opinions about displaying dead flowers? I know there's different ways. I know my way of displaying a flower is, a dead flower is, not, you know, the less costly one. There's obviously the one where you, what's it called? Put the flowers in between books, or not even just books, but you just smash them so that they're flat. There's also ones where you smash them where they're open up and you put them in a picture frame and it looks really cute. Personally, I like conserving the bouquet how it is, right? I know a lot of people don't like it because it's like, well, they're just shriveled up and dead. Oh, yeah, but if you hang it upside down, they stay standing up even when they're dead. And they look really pretty in my opinion. It's all to your liking and stuff. So tell me what your favorite flower is and what you like to do after when you get a bouquet. If, you know, you just display it, then throw it away, which if you do, I'm not saying that that's bad, Personally, I don't like doing that. It's a personal preference. But if you like displaying something while it's beautiful and then throwing it away afterwards, after it's served its time, then that's cool too. Or if you like preserving it. I know some people really like, what's it called? Trying to preserve it as long as humanly possible. I know my grandma once had a bouquet last her 2 weeks before it started to actually show signs of withering, which impressive as fuck. I know some people make that a challenge. I know some people try to make it so that their bouquets grow plants from it. You know, trying to see if they could, you know, get a rose that was cut and try to grow a rose bush. So what do you guys like to do when people gift you bouquets and stuff? When people gift you flowers and stuff? So yeah, we're probably gonna have another lighthearted talk next chapter, because for the looks of it, next chapter is also gonna be very intense. So as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.